Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Logistics Executive TV. We have a special session today with a lady who is a very significant player in a number of areas here in the United Arab Emirates. She has got a very significant career right across major institutions, including logistics and supply chain, all the way through from organisations such as Etihad Airways, Expo 2020, which she was the head of Expo Academy and Emiratisation. Prior to that, she was heavily involved with a number of major organisations here and very heavily involved in Emiratisation and localisation. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the current managing owner of Born to Localise in the UAE here, Fatma Al-Ghani. Fatma, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for the detailed introduction.
It was only a small part of your history. I must say your online profile is significant, and we've spoken prior to this at the top of the show as well. So thank you so much for joining us for a brief introduction today.
My pleasure, Kim.
Now, one of the reasons we wanted to talk to you today, Fatma, in fact, the main reason is that you are a guest panelist on the Messe Frankfurt Logimotion Conference, which is being held in Dubai, at the glamorous Dubai World Trade Center. And you are a guest on a panel, which I'm going to be hosting for your panel and a number during the day on December the 10th for Logi Korea, which is a big part of the Logimotion Conference. And we're so glad to have you to talk a little bit about what's going to be happening on that panel.
Thank you very much, Kim. To begin with, I'm privileged, actually. I appreciate Messe Frankfurt engaging me through their upcoming event, Logimotion, and especially with a focus on the talent and the HR when it comes to Logi Career. Through the panel, I think we will be addressing a very important subject, which is related to future of work, logistics, supply chain, and mobility. And the key areas that we will be addressing is the global market talent, when the global market trends when it comes to talent mobility and talent sourcing and availability itself. It will address also the amazing agenda of the United Arab Emirates vision of 2031 when it comes to being competitive about global talent. We will also get a chance to answer key questions when it comes to economic diversification and talent development in that era. I would be very glad to bring insights from my experiences in logistics, supply chain, and in my interaction with the talent throughout the past 20 years of experience from a global perspective and talent development, and mainly DEI, diversity, equality, inclusion, and extreme focus on localization and Emiratization.
Well, that's certainly a really good rundown. Thanks, Fatma. It's going to be a fantastic event. I know that the folks at Messe Frankfurt, Sham and his team have got a huge following already, and everything's well ahead of program scheduling for the event itself on December the 10th. Really looking forward to hosting you there. You raised some very interesting issues around some of the subject matter, which is going to be cutting edge for this sort of an event. And of course, you're no stranger to major events with your role as head of Expo Academy and Emiratisation at the fantastic Expo 2020 here in Dubai, which was delayed by a year, of course. Tell us a little bit about that experience and how you can bring some of your experience there and your expertise to the panel.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Kim, for bringing that. Talking about the expo and my role there was it brings tears and emotion. I'm overwhelmed just talking about it. It's one of the best experiences I have ever had when it comes to a role that I played with my pride and returning back to my country. The competitiveness of the whole scope of the Expo 2020 was about sourcing talent, global talent, and at the same time, knowledge transfer to local talent as well. So we stood behind the mission of saying we have never done a mega event at this scale. Maybe we don't have the experience today. So how should our Emiratization strategy and outlook look like, or the mission look like? And we thought maybe throughout the execution of this mega event for the first time in the United Arab Emirates and in the region itself, engaging Emiratis from all kind of walks into the expo, and at the same time making sure that they are not only contributing, but also they are learning from the global best expertise we pulled into making this expo with us. So the whole notion and the whole strategy from start to the end, it gives 360 degrees degree of visuals about talent's journey when it comes from the minute you attract them all the way to the minute they become a legacy that retain a lot of know-how that you could use for the nations in the future.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's so much ground that we're looking to cover, and I believe you're being picked up as a guest on day two, December the 11th as well. So whilst I'm going to really enjoy having you on one of the panels, the feature panels that I'll be leading on December the 10th at the Dubai World Trade Center, I know you're going to be heavily involved by the sound of it on day two, on December the 11th as well. Of course, you're also very much a force at play, and have been for many years here, of course, in the Emirates, around the role of women in society, and linking that back to the Vision 2031. Perhaps you can just raise a couple of points about that.
Great. I think industry like logistics and oil and gas are the best examples I can give about women engagement. Having said that, the UAE stand in a very good grounds because women here are massively empowered. And just to give you a simple example about our culture in terms of Emirati women and how much supported we are by the country, we are celebrated every year on the 28th of August. I don't know any country or nation around the world who celebrates their women like that. And it becomes like a show every August about our amazing women's, whether entrepreneurs, business, specialization, and leadership as well. Having said that, I think it's a global matter when it comes to women empowerment and leadership role. So whatever we have achieved so far in the UAE in terms of having more than 40% of women in political positions, there are certain industries that become quite challenging of having women being groomed to leadership. And I see and I understand there is a huge link between ESG, DEI, and also the UN SDGs when it comes to alignment about women empowerment, not only in this in the world, but also mainly in this region. But allow me to say, when we talk about women empowerment, we are extremely ahead of the game in compared to many places around the world.
Well, it's going to be a great time having you on board at the event. I know that Mesa Frankfurt and the team at Logimotion and Logi Career are delighted that you've agreed to come and join us, and I certainly will enjoy hosting our session. So without further ado, I know you've got a tight schedule today, so Fatima, I really appreciate your time. Looking forward to seeing you at Logi Career at Logimotion Conference, December the 10th, December the 11th at the Dubai World Trade Center from Mesa Frankfurt. Thanks again for your time. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you there.
So excited, Kim, for this event, and see you there.
Thanks so much, Fatima, and thanks everybody for joining us on Logistics Executive TV.